at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. But the fact that Diddy is facing these goddamn charges and, he's looking at, all this time right now, is kind of crazy. It really is. It's kind of wild. I'm not gonna say I feel bad for Diddy, but a part of me does kind of feel bad for Diddy, man, because the man's name been slandered all through the mud, and the only thing Diddy is guilty of is being in a domestic situation with another female. That's the only thing I would say he's guilty of, and other than that, as far as public opinion, the nigga's guilty of being a freak. You know what I'm saying? But being a freak is not a fucking crime. You see what I'm saying? Diddy like to sit in the corner. Diddy like to sit in the corner and watch, have a live porno session, with his woman and shit. That's not a crime, dog. It's not a crime. And if y'all believe that Diddy was forcing this woman into having sex with other men, is I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. You know what I'm saying? I got a team called the Boston Celtics that I want to sell you. I got a team in the Pittsburgh Steelers that I want to sell you. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got Tom Brady's Super Bowl rings that I want to sell you. If you believe that Cassie was being forced by P. Diddy into committing these acts that we've been hearing on this trial. You know what I'm saying? If you believe that shit, dog, like I said, you a super simp, number one. You have to be a super simp at the end of the day. You ain't never really dealt with a lot of women like that. Or you, like I said, you just mad beta male-ish. You know what I'm saying? You like super beta male. You know what I'm saying? Which falls into the line of a super simp. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking ridiculous at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a part of me does feel bad for P. Diddy, man, because, like I said, any woman can get out here and just lie on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and I feel some kind of way about this shit personally because I've been lied on before personally. You know what I'm saying? I've shared this story with y'all many times. You know what I'm saying? And in this situation, I didn't even do nothing with the woman, and the woman lied on me. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is very infuriating when somebody's lying on you like that, dog. It's like, damn. Like, first of all, I wasn't even the one that was, you the one came for me. I ain't come for you. You know what I'm saying? You came for me. You know what I'm saying? All I did was motherfucking, follow the wave at the end of the day. All I did was catch the wave. I didn't motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? And a bitch running around here, oh, he did this, oh, he did that. You know what I'm saying? Get you a goddamn lie? You a goddamn lie? Now, like I said, if some motherfuckers would get out here and be like, man, I don't know, man. I think Tell Like This TV, man. I think he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? So if I did that shit, why that bitch ain't run down to the goddamn police station and get a goddamn a kit and all of that? And you know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. Because she would have took her ass down there. They wouldn't have had no goddamn evidence. Because why? Because Tell Like This TV did not throw no pipe in that bitch whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the bitch ain't run down there and do all that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, just little shit like that, it makes me feel a type of way at the end of the day because I understand how men could be getting lied on at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And a nigga like P. Diddy, in his status, he don't have to sit up there and coerce no woman into doing anything. Majority of women anyway are going to do what they want to do. They're going to do whatever it is to stay in this nigga presence anyway. It's fucking P. Diddy at the end of the day. They're going to do what they have. Like I said, one thing, I know a lot of y'all, some of y'all don't like Donald Trump and shit like that. And, it was a big thing when Donald Trump got caught up with the whole, women, I just grab him by the pussy, da-da-da-da-da. But listen, what he said was real. You know what I'm saying? What he said was absolutely real. This not the case for all women, but there are some women that respect money and power at the end of the day. And they will be willing to let any man in that position, do whatever to him. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever to him. Even when we look at the case of Vince McMahon, right? We got the Vince McMahon case for whatever reason, this shit don't get put out. They only putting P. Diddy shit out. You know what I'm saying? P. Diddy's the only one on trial, but Vince McMahon and Garth Brooks and all these other motherfuckers who's running around here doing diabolical shit for whatever reason, they shit is not on trial. You know what I'm saying? But Vince McMahon running around here peeing and doodling on women and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas talking about P. Diddy. Vince McMahon out here doodling and shit on women. Know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that P. Diddy is on this, this fucking public lynching and shit is fucking ridiculous to me, dog. This is public lynching, in my personal opinion, of a black celebrity. In my personal opinion, dog, because why Vince McMahon shit ain't out here? You know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon shit is way more diabolical compared to what I've heard with the P. Diddy case right now. Vince McMahon shit is way more diabolical. You know what I'm saying? Garth Brooks and shit like that. And like I said, y'all running around here talking about P. Diddy. No Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy, right? All this no Diddy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all niggas feel about Hugh Hefner and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Hugh Hefner is the king of goddamn sex trafficking. You know, I get, you know, he dead and all that now, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? When did this time come to where all of a sudden, you know, men having multiple women and shit like that, like this is some kind of crime now? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, when did this become a crime for men to have multiple women? I didn't understand this. You know what I'm saying? I'm very confused by this at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, dog, I haven't heard anything that tells me that Diddy is going down for Rico. You know, Diddy a freak? Yes, Diddy is a freak. You know what I'm saying? Diddy like urinating and shit on women and peeing in their mouth and shit like that. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Diddy is a diabolical freak, but so is Cassie, okay? And so is her weirdo ass goddamn husband. You know what I'm saying? This sucker ass nigga. I told you that nigga's a sucker. Straight up, I told you, this nigga, and then they had like some shit on the case saying that, you know, they may ask the husband to not be around for the case. Like, nah, nigga, you need to hear this. You need to hear how diabolical of a scumbag ass broad that you have, fam, and that you decided to marry and motherfucking have a kid with. You know what I'm saying? This is a diabolical scumbag who done cheated on your ass multiple times with the same nigga who she claiming raped her. Okay? This woman's a liar. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. Straight up and down liar, dog. So yeah, I hope that husband hear everything. He ain't got no choice but to hear everything any goddamn way, because this case is all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she cheated on this man multiple times with P. Diddy as she was married. See what I'm saying? So this case, I haven't heard nothing about no Rico. You know, nothing about no sex trafficking. At the end of the day, like I said, these are two motherfuckers who pretty much are, you know, I know some people like this, you know what I'm saying, where they, you know, they're in a relationship, but, you know, they have multiple sex partners. You know what I'm saying? I know these people, you know, I see them probably once or twice a week. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, they, you know, are they fucking committing sex trafficking? No, they're not committing sex trafficking. And neither is P. Diddy and Cassie in a situation. You know what I'm saying? So this case is a fucking big ass distraction about a whole lot of nothing at the end of the day. And if P. Diddy go down for this shit, dog, this is not gonna be good for men, dog. Straight up and down. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that means they could just grab any nigga and just say anything at the end of the day. And that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't cool. You know, America has been doing shit like that forever since the beginning of time when it comes down to niggas and shit, dog. But, you know, that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? These two are just freaks. And she got her money for whatever reason. She got her money. I don't, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this turning into a Fed case. And, you know, I think Diddy gonna get out, man. Because I just don't hear anything in this case or any of these testimonies that tells me that P. Diddy was literally forcing this broad into doing shit. Like, I don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? These are two weird ass motherfuckers in a weird ass relationship, being weirdos. That's it. That's all I hear. I hear two weirdos in a weirdo relationship. That's all I hear. Nothing tells me that P. Diddy was kicking down this woman's door, motherfucking putting guns and shit to this bitch, talking about some, yeah, you gonna suck this nigga dick. Yeah. I got another dude coming over, and I'm gonna watch him pound you out and shit and scratch you out and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you gonna do this shit. No, I don't wanna do it. No, I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna do it. No, I don't wanna do it. No, bitch, you gonna do it. You gonna do it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hear nothing in this case to where some shit like that is going on. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think she's lying even about the raping shit, because for a motherfucker to rape you, right? Number one, he raped you, kicked in your, first of all, you let this nigga in your crib, in your husband's crib, okay? You let this nigga in your husband's crib. First of all, you shouldn't even did no shit like that, but whatever, okay? We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. So this nigga rapes you on the living room, and actually, you know, finishes up, shoot up the club and all this other shit, right? So he finishes off, he leaves. You decide that another time y'all gonna get up after this situation while you're married to your husband and have voluntary sex. And your excuse for it is, well, we were together for 10 years. What? Yo, after I heard that shit, dog, I was like, yo, I'm done with this case, man. I'm done with this case, dog. Straight up and down, man. Ain't nothing to talk about. What we talking about? Know what I'm saying? Shit is a big-ass distraction about nothing. Know what I'm saying? And it's actually frustrating, in my personal opinion. Know what I mean? So for y'all that's like, man, tell like this, hey, where you at? Where you been at with this case, dog? Why you ain't talking about this case? Because it's a bunch of nothing. It's a bunch of nothing. There's way more important shit going on in the world than this fucking P. Diddy case, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, man. Way more important shit in the world than fucking this P. Diddy case. You know what I'm saying? The Boston Celtics getting eliminated yet last night is more important to me than this. Jason Tatum popping his fucking Achilles is way more important to me than this fucking P. Diddy case. Once I heard that shit, dog, I was like, man, what we doing? What we doing? You went back to this nigga after he allegedly raped your ass, and you had voluntary sex, and your excuse was, well, we had 10 years. I don't believe he raped you now. I don't believe he raped you. I believe you still have feelings for that nigga. He came over to the crib. He told you he was coming over to the crib. You voluntarily let this nigga in your crib. And P. Diddy worked that macking game on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got it popping. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? P. Diddy, listen, bro. Like I said, man, I'm done with this shit, dog. Unless some explosive news come out or some explosive testimony comes out to where the point, like, you know, Diddy was out here messing with children or some shit like that, sex trafficking children and shit, or P. Diddy out here drugging motherfuckers and you know, making them do diabolical shit and that they can't remember or whatever the case may be, then I'll come back up here and talk about that shit. Other than that, dog, I'm not about to be wasting my time on this shit, man. It's a bunch of nothing. Diddy is a freak. Cassie's a freak. These niggas was in a domestic dispute. They both was beating the fuck out of each other, busting each other lips, and doing all kind of diabolical shit to each other. And like I said, for any of y'all feeling like Cassie's some kind of fucking angel, y'all niggas is insane. Y'all niggas is simps. Y'all niggas is hella beta males. You know what I'm saying? This woman had cheated on her husband multiple times with P. Diddy. Okay? Cassie is a fucking she's a repeated goddamn. I don't listen. Listen, bro. Cassie has been leaving niggas since the beginning of the time, dog. When she met Diddy, she was with a nigga with money. Okay, left that nigga for P. Diddy because she felt like P. Diddy can take her to the next level. Okay, P. Diddy did all the things that she wanted to do, or whatever the case may be, and now she left P. Diddy and went with the nigga she with now, and was still running back to P. Diddy, even though she was with the dude she's with now, and got married to this nigga and everything, and was still going back to P. Diddy. So this woman is not a woman to be trusting, okay? It's not a woman to be trusting, straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Any woman you're going to probably see getting on this case is probably going to be some kind of woman that, oh, did you see the abuse of Cassie? And did Cassie, was P. Diddy beating on Cassie? Yes. P. Diddy was beating on Cassie. He's a monster. He's a monster. I've seen him multiple times beat up on Cassie. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm telling y'all niggas right now, there's gonna be testimonies where in stories of Cassie beating the fuck out of some of these women as well too, beating the shit out of and running upside Diddy head and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Cassie's not this innocent angel that is being posted around like, oh man, how did Diddy do that to her, man? How did Diddy, man, she's a beautiful woman, man. How did Diddy do some shit like that to her? Telling you, these are just two toxic motherfuckers that deserve to be together, honestly. These niggas deserve each other. You know what I'm saying? The shit I'm hearing, these niggas deserve each other, honestly. Oh man. But like I said, this lets you know what some people are willing to do for fortune and fame. You know what I'm saying? And what people are willing to do for fortune and fame, you don't get to turn around and be like, he forced me into doing that shit. That's where I draw the line with that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where I draw the line. No, you're not about to run around here because this is what you wanted to chase. You wanted to, instead of, taking the hard road, you decided you was going to do this and do that and be a part of this shit at the end of the day. No, you don't get to turn around and be like, he forced me into doing that. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? And for you women out there, at the end of the day, no means no. Speak up for your goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a nigga urinating in your mouth? Then you need to leave out a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your man. You want to be with one man, and you don't want your man to be like, hey, look, we gonna call somebody over, and this big black dude or this big white man or whatever the case may be. We gonna have him come through, and I wanna watch him stretch you out at the end of the day. If that's not something you're into, say no. Okay, say fucking no. Don't fucking do the shit and then constantly do the shit and then turn around and say that this nigga forced you into doing that shit. Oh, I did it so he wouldn't get mad. You know what I'm saying? No, you're uncomfortable with that shit. Say fucking no. Okay? Who gives a fuck if this nigga is a multi-millionaire, billionaire, or he can help you get to a certain level in life and shit like that? No is fucking no. But what you're not gonna do is do this shit and then turn around and say that this nigga forced you or coerced you into doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where I draw the line with that shit, because that could send a bad precedent to the everyday male out here. You know what I'm saying? That's wheeling and dealing. You know what I mean? Because at that point, any woman can turn around and just be like, oh, that nigga forced me into doing that shit. I have no recollection of me saying that we was going to have sex. It's almost like you literally going to have to sign contracts with these women now to have sex. Like, hold on. Like that Dave Chappelle skit and shit. Like, literally, like, I know that shit was a skit and it was meant to be funny, but that might be some shit niggas might have to, especially if you a nigga that got something going for yourself. If you one of these rappers or one of these entertainers and shit like that, y'all niggas definitely one of these ball players, athletes, y'all niggas really gonna have to start typing up contracts with these women. You know what I'm saying? Before y'all get ready to do what y'all gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on, yeah. So, y'all be in the club and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you drunk? Yeah, well, how drunk are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you drunk enough to remember this shit? You're going to have to really record these women and everything, dog, because, these women can easily just get out here and nowadays and just be like, oh, he raped me. Oh, he did this. Oh, he coerced me. Oh, I didn't agree to that. You know what I'm saying? And now you niggas' name is slandered all through the media and shit like that. Got y'all niggas looking like monsters out here. That y'all out here taking pussy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all gonna have to start signing these contracts with these women. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, before we do anything, though, I need you to sign this right here. This says right here that, you are, this is voluntary. You know what I'm saying? We're doing this act, this sexual act. This is voluntary. This is this is an agreement that we both agree that we're doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna run around after this intercourse and shit talking about some goddamn that I did some foul shit to you or that I forced you to do any motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be giving head. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be arching that back. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be doing all of this shit at the end of the day. And this is all consensual at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I just need you to sign this right here. I need your John Hancock right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you're going to have to start doing shit now, dog. this nigga Diddy go down for this shit, dog, I'm telling you, niggas better start signing contracts. I mean, even a nigga on a 9 to 5 is gonna have to start motherfucking recording these women before y'all get ready to bring them to y'all crib and shit like that. Like, yeah, before we, I just want to get you on camera real quick, making sure that we good. You know what I'm saying? And y'all fellas, y'all be careful out there, especially niggas that's out and about. You know what I'm saying? If these females are too drunk, if they even look too drunk, don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays, these women turn around and be like, oh, he raped me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he raped me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all niggas be careful out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be careful. You know what I'm saying? I recently had this shit happen to me probably like last month. Bitch was stone drunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about this bitch was slam drunk, dog. And one of the nigga that I was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? My business. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Wanted me to come to her crib and shit, slam drunk. Like, hell no. You mad drunk. I can't even, You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be at work, all of a sudden police pulling up talking about some, oh, you raped this woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I ain't got time for that shit. If a bitch too drunk for me, I get nervous even if a bitch too tipsy, just because I've been in a situation where I've been accused of some shit like that. And that shit ain't cool. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of relate with this Diddy situation. Now, I don't say I relate because Diddy and Cassie are just freaks. You know what I'm saying? But that's not a crime. Okay? Diddy beating up on his woman and Cassie beating up on him. I mean, that's the crime right there. If there's anything, these two motherfuckers was beating the fuck out of each other. This is a domestic violence case at best. At best. This is a domestic violence case. You know what I'm saying? But racketeering and sex trafficking and all this shit, nah, I don't believe in all that. Racketeering and shit, I don't believe in that, dog. I don't believe in that. This is the fucking nothing burger at the end of the day, in my personal opinion. But anyway, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I got a few videos I want to talk about. We definitely gonna talk about this. I'm gonna combine them together, but the DDG situation and the Tory Lanez. I've been telling y'all, I told y'all niggas that Tory Lanez ain't shoot that bitch. I told y'all. But y'all niggas, you get emotional ass niggas and some of these females and shit running over to my comment section crying and talking about some, oh, you just believe everything that's, you just hate women. You know what I'm saying? All this stupid shit at the end of the day. I told y'all niggas that bitch is lying. She is lying. She been lying from the beginning. When the original fucking shit came out, it said that she was cut on glass. She stepped on glass that was shattered at the end of the day. Then days later, weeks later, this bitch talking about some, Tory, you shot me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. We not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all got this whole believe all women shit. Like I said, I'm not saying that they fuck it up for real women that go through real shit that's out here. Bitches like Cassie and bitches like Meg Thee Stallion and shit like that. Fuck it up for real women that's out here getting raped, okay? Getting harassed and shit like that. Being trafficked and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fuck it up for real women. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. Because y'all come up here with this fucking mumbo jumbo nonsense that clouds up what real women are going through. Real women that step up and be like, nah, I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not doing this. And then they're being forced into doing this type of shit. That's what y'all fucking it up for. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're going to tackle that situation because I told y'all niggas that Tory Lanez was innocent. You know what I'm saying? And he's been innocent, and I'm standing on that, and I'm still standing on that. So the news just dropped about that situation, and I know y'all probably heard about Tory Lanez getting poked up in jail and shit like that. They trying to kill that nigga in jail, dog. They'd rather that nigga be dead before the truth come out. You know what I'm saying? Before they see that nigga free, dog, they'd rather that nigga get killed in jail, and that's sad, man. That's sad as fuck for a lying ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? And when I made that fucking thumbnail about Carol Bryant, the bitch that lied on Emmett Till and shit like that, and put her next to Meg Thee Stallion, I told y'all, what's the difference? What's the difference? But see, niggas get out here on whatever, man. We're gonna get into this video. We're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, what's the difference on that? You know what I mean? There ain't no fucking difference. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no difference. The bitch Carol Bryant, the white bitch, lied on goddamn Emmett Till, and motherfucking Meg Thee Stallion lying on Tory Lanez. It's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? The same goddamn shit at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, you know, hopefully the brother Tory get out of jail, man, before they try to kill that nigga in jail. Because that's what I ultimately think. They'd rather that nigga be dead before they let him get out and parade around, you know, that Meg Thee Stallion. Because it's a lot of money tied into Meg Thee Stallion right now. You know, with Rock Nation and all. It's very, very, it's a diabolical game going on out here. That's why y'all brothers got to be careful when y'all out here fucking around in Hollywood. And, you know, a lot of us, you know, we want to be, you know, we want to be in these spots and shit like that, man. But sometimes, man, it's a heavy price to pay, man. It's a heavy price to pay, man, dealing with these situations, dog. And you turning down people and turning down contracts, you don't know who you turning down and how they gonna feel about you turning them down. You see what I'm saying? In Tory Lanez's case, that was the case. He turned down Rock Nation and was doing shit on his own, and them niggas came for that nigga straight up and down. And he happened to be dealing with a piece of shit ass bitch who would fuck around on her friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, this like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. This shit is crazy though, man. But we'll get it. We'll touch on that. Obviously, we're gonna touch on the Pittsburgh Steelers and the schedule that just came out. Actually, I'm probably gonna do that video next because, you know, I need to give myself some in between time before I start talking about that type of shit again. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule. We're gonna talk about the Boston Celtics. You know, we're gonna talk about the matchups for the second round. Obviously, we'll get into that. I didn't do a second round prediction, but I did have the Boston Celtics winning. Obviously, they lost. I would have leaned towards Cleveland winning that series, even though I would have gave the Pacers a hellified shot at winning that series. As far as Golden State and Timberwolves, I had Golden State winning, but obviously Curry going down, that kind of fucked them over. OKC and Denver, I probably would take OKC. You know what I'm saying? But the Joker, man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. The Joker he been on his bullshit at the end of the day. That game 5, game 4. Was it game 4 or game 5? Yeah, I think it was game 5. Man, that game 5 that the Joker had, man, was unfucking believable, dog. I ain't gonna sit up here and hold you. Shout out to the Joker. I'm not the biggest Joker fan at the end of the day. I do feel like they gave that nigga 3. I think he maybe deserved one of them MVPs, but, you know, they gave that nigga 3 MVPs, personally, in my personal opinion, because, you know, he a Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That nigga does not deserve 3 MVPs. It is what it is, right? But game 5, man, listen. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad man. I ain't gonna sit up here and hold you. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was cooking. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit up here and hold y'all niggas. Y'all know I'm not the biggest Joker fan, but I had to give it up to that nigga. Game 5, dog. You know what I'm saying? He was out there balling. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see what happens with Denver in game 7. I don't know if I'll probably see that game because I'll probably be with my kids. And if I'm not with my kids, I'll probably be, you know, working out and shit like that. So I don't know if I'm gonna catch that game, but I probably would say okay. I would have had OKC in this series, so we'll see what happens though. But we'll get into some more basketball talk as the Eastern and Western Conference finals hit. So we'll break that down at the end of the day. So obviously it's going to be New York and the Pacers. So we'll break that series down, and then, you know, we're waiting to see who's going to be playing the Timberwolves. So we'll break all that down Sunday pretty much. So I'll do those videos. I'll do the Eastern Western Conference Finals Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that Sunday night. But so yeah, man, those are just a couple topics I'm gonna talk about today. And you know, y'all niggas stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Tell Like It Is TV. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me. I just gotta tell like it is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, shout out all the day ones, shout out to the new ones, man. Make sure y'all niggas hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to donate, the links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is, that's right, y'all. The like button is free. Now, if y'all see this video and it looks crazy, because I don't know how this video is going to look when I upload it to YouTube, but my screen is like fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how it's going to look, but, you know, I haven't did no videos in a little minute, so I figure because of my phone situation, but I was like, you know, maybe it may not look like that when I upload them. You know what I mean? But if they are uploaded, I felt like I had to do this video, especially with this P. Diddy shit, because it's a fucking nothing burger and it's a fucking distraction. We can talk about some political shit that's more fucking important than this P. Diddy trial. This P. Diddy trial is a fuck nonsense, dog. It's nonsense. And I'm tired of hearing about it, to be honest. I'm tired of getting on my fucking Facebook, hearing about it. I'm tired of getting on YouTube, scrolling down, hearing about it. I'm tired of any chance I'm looking at a fucking TV or some shit, the P. Diddy case is coming up. I'm just tired of hearing about it, especially over some shit over a piece of shit ass fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? The bitch is a piece of shit. It is what it is. She's a fucking habitual cheater, okay? And no, she was not forced into doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank, man. Bitch cheating on any and everybody she's ever been with. You know what I'm saying? This is a rotten scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I talk like this, I know that it can trigger maybe some women at the end of the day because they probably have been through some shit. And I'm not knocking that, right? But in your case and in her case, if your ass wasn't saying no and you was just going with the shit, that's different. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So I know some of you women get out here and get triggered and shit about that shit. Come in my comment section before you hear the whole video. You just hear a nigga say some shit and now all of a sudden you done wrote a nigga a paragraph in the goddamn comment section and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about bitches like Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Diabolical scumbags. You know what I'm saying? Running around here doing diabolical shit at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I don't have sympathy for these bitches. You know what I'm saying? I have sympathy for ladies, for women. You know what I'm saying? I don't have sympathy for diabolical bitches. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? You get no sympathy and no pity from me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We're going to hold you accountable for your actions. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard to hold these bitches to accountability at the end of the day, but that's what we're going to do over here on Tell Like It Is TV. We're going to hold these bitches to goddamn accountability at the end of the day. These women that's out here and these ladies that's out here getting taken advantage of on some for real type shit, you know, yes, we have sympathy and pity and mercy for these women. You know what I'm saying? But bitches like Cassie, no, we don't. No, we don't. You know what I'm saying? You loved every minute of everything that you was doing with this man. All the pipe you was motherfucking taking, all the drugs you was motherfucking taking, all the motherfucking, you loved every single fucking minute of that shit. And you're not about to turn around and say that this nigga forced you into doing that shit. Y'all, this case needs to be ending soon. You know what I'm saying? This case needs to be ending soon. Because I don't hear anything of no sex trafficking and no RICO. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Anyway, the only time I'm probably going to touch on this P. Diddy case again is probably at the end of it, or if I hear some shit that's so fucking crazy that I have to recant everything that I said about this case. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I hear some shit, I'm like, yeah, hold on, yeah. Yeah, I had to double back on this real quick. Yeah, I didn't know Diddy was out here had kids trapped under his fucking house and shit like that in a dungeon somewhere. I didn't know Diddy was on some shit like that. Yeah, this nigga Diddy, man, he on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I ain't know Diddy was out here motherfucking, you know, drugging men and motherfucking, you know, fucking on them and shit like that. Yeah, I ain't know Diddy was into some shit like that. That's diabolical. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Diddy, yeah, Diddy needed to be thrown under the jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know Diddy was out here fucking on kids and shit like that. Yeah, Diddy need to be put under the jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know Diddy violently raped some woman like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, Diddy need to go down for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But this shit right here, from what I'm hearing, no. Nah. If you want to lock the nigga up for domestic violence, that's one thing. Well, Tell Like It's TV, he gave her $20 million. Yeah, he probably gave her $20 million because, like I said, a lot of these times when these dudes be in situations like this, you know, the public, they pay pretty much for the shit to go away. It's not so much that they're guilty of anything. They just want to pay for it to go away. Like, look, bitch, just take the money, just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they don't want their names to be slandered and tied to some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. No different from Vince McMahon, Garth Brooks, and any of these other cases that's running around here. You know what I'm saying? Only motherfucker to really go down for this shit for real is niggas like Harvey Weinstein and Jeff Epstein. And if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's really going on with Jeff Epstein. You know what I'm saying? This is the only nigga I knew that knew everybody in the music industry and all around the world. And this nigga don't have a wake nor a funeral. You know what I'm saying? We still waiting to see the footage on that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This man allegedly committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? Or did somebody go in that nigga's cell and take him out? You know what I'm saying? Did somebody go in Jeffrey Epstein's cell and take his ass out because they was worried about him ratting out everybody? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. But anyway, don't get mad at me, man. I just got to tell it like it is, man. We out of here, y'all. One.